Hey guys, welcome to WOW. And if you watched last week, yes, I'm coming a little earlier than Central Time, 9 o'clock. I'm on the East Coast this morning at a great friend of mine's church uh, in North Augusta, South Carolina. And so if you're in this area, I would encourage you, if you can. Uh, I will be here this morning at 10:30, tonight, tomorrow, and Tuesday at 7 o'clock. So if you can make it at all, that would be absolutely fabulous. And I thank you guys so much for your support and for just being a friend to the ministry. I really appreciate that. That is how I do what I've been called to do. And so, also, don't forget to check out the new series online on the Extreme Makeover, and the even newer one on Don't Ruin Your Life. And so you can get them in MP3 or CD, but everything you do is a support of the ministry. If you've never partnered with the ministry, go online, just check it out. And again, thank you so much. Next week, it will also be at 8 o'clock Central Time. And my West Coast friends, it's going to be 5 o'clock. But thank the Lord for technology. You can watch it later if that's too early for you. I'm trying to think, Friday evening, no, not Friday, Saturday evening at 7 o'clock, another very good friend. And that's the goodness of God. I have a lot of acquaintances, but then there are friends. And I have a very good friend, Bishop Steve Rich in Thomasville. We had discussed doing what I would call a Revelation Roundtable. And he and I and my other good friend, Mark Wallace, and my other good friend, Randy Paris, who are two other pastors in the area. We are all going to just sit around a table in front of a congregation, as Stan Tyra and I did a few times. And Stan or Debbie, if you're watching, you'll remember that. It was a blast. It's just ministers that are discussing the Word. They see things I don't see. I see things they don't see, and we discuss it. And a church member usually has a problem asking a question, but that's what this meeting is going to be about Saturday night. And then I'll be with him again Sunday morning. And then we are going to have a blast. But that is at Life Community Church, I believe is the name of it. They're in Thomasville, North Carolina. But again, today, tonight, Monday, and Tuesday, if you can join in over here at North Augusta at Grace Fellowship, Pastor Philip and Diana Hamilton, that would be really, really good. I believe it's going to be beneficial. My life is all about teaching how to encourage people to walk in the kingdom. Not pray for it, but walk in it. So anyway, enough with all of that. I do have a service to do this morning. I just want to expeditiously talk to you about something. I have these thoughts, and I I'm not going to share my politics with you. I don't mind if you ask me on the side, but we I had a thought. It's free medicine, and you would have to not have a TV or a radio to hear they are offering free vaccine for the COVID. And whether or not you take it, that is your own decision. That is absolutely your own decision. I don't make that for people. You live your own faith, you live your own life. But the very fact it's free, what they are saying is if you take this, it cannot destroy you. The disease can't. The epidemic, pandemic cannot destroy you if you take this. And that's the basis of where my thought process started. Now, whether or not you believe that, that is not even the issue. That just started the thought. So let's move on from there. It's called free medicine. And if you're in or going to come to the service this morning, I'll probably go into this a little deeper, but the word says in Proverbs 17, a merry heart does good like a medicine. Laughter is a medicine. Now, you guys that watch me enough, you've heard me say, I love to study the scripture. I don't study a translation. I study the original language. And we've always heard laughter is good like a medicine, but in the psychological, even the physiological, biological, neurological aspect, it is proven that laughter is a good, strong medicine. Socially, it will draw people together, and that triggers a healthy physical, emotional change in your body, no matter what you're going through. Laughter will actually strengthen your immune system. Now, laughter is free medicine. It's free. Now you see where I'm going. I'm not encouraging you get the vaccine, don't get it. You leave me out of that. What I'm saying is God gave us free medicine when He created us. Do you realize it has been calculated by study? The average child laughs an average of 150 times a day. The average adult laughs only 3 times a day. What's the difference? The adult takes things more seriously. They have learned to fear. It's proven that laughter will boost your mood. It will diminish your pain. It protects you from even damaging effects of stress. And you've heard me say this multiple times, but stress has been proven to be 97% of the reason for sickness and disease. So, again, psychologically, it's proven that just finding things humorous will lighten your burdens in life, and it inspires hope, and it does cause you to release your anger, and you tend to forgive people sooner. The question is, can you laugh about what you've been through? And I hope I don't lose you after this. We've all been through things, but until you can laugh at it, you're not over it. So, with all this power of laughter to heal and renew us and be such a resource for helping us through just sometimes surmounting problems, one mountain after another, I tell you again, this medicine is free, and it's so easy to use. Because, see, laughter actually just relaxes your whole body. It boosts your immune system, and it improves, honestly, it improves your ability to relax your muscles. It helps with heart disease. It releases your anxiety and your tension. It releases or relieves stress. It causes a resilience to go through what you're going through. We spend more time in prayer lines than we do laughing. But some people don't know how to laugh. They get too serious. Laughing will diffuse conflict. When is the last time you laughed at someone who was trying to get your goat? And you may be thinking, well, Mark, they always get my goat. Well, let me suggest this. Quit telling them where you tie your goat up at. If they know what they're doing aggravates you, they're going to keep on doing it until you make them think, that don't bother me. That doesn't bother me. And I know as a Christian, we always stand on this scripture, the joy of the Lord is my strength. Well, yes, and that is totally true, the joy of the Lord. But a lot of people, especially in the religious Christian realm, church realm, they don't understand the difference between laughter and joy. Now, I want you to hear me. Joy is having knowledge of the experience that Christ is in you. Laughter is the idea of what's trying to come against you. It may be today for you. It may be a relational issue, a financial issue, a health issue. So yes, the joy of the Lord is your strength. But having the strength, now watch this, having the strength to laugh at yourself is the joy of the Lord, because you already know it's going to be all right. My God shall supply all my needs. No weapon formed against me is going to prosper. You can quote those scriptures, but until you know how to laugh, those scriptures are idle in your life. It's like money in the bank you never spent. Some of you are waiting till you get to heaven to laugh. You don't have to wait. Well, Mark, you don't know what I'm going through. We all, do you hear me? We all go through things. Some are more tragic than others, but that's all in the perception of the one going through it. But see it this way. Joy is different from laughter. So, that means joy is the pharmacist and laughter is the prescription. If you've ever been to the doctor and they write you a prescription because of what you're going through, if you never take the prescription, you can't blame the doctor. And so the joy of the Lord is your pharmaceutical answer. Laughter is your participation in their knowledge. And God knows all things. He knows all things. Even God laughs. I think one of the last times it's noted in the scripture, and I'm going off of memory here, so if you want to correct me through an email, that's fine. But I think it was in Psalm, the 59th Psalm, I think's where it was, where you remember Saul was so jealous of David that he sent an army after David. But David is just trusting the Lord. In other words, he goes to the pharmacist. And he said this, "O Lord, you're going to laugh at them, and you will have all the nations looking at me, wondering, how did you get through that?" So God's laughter was really at man's effort to destroy his purpose for someone. Do you realize what you're going through right now at this season in your life is an effort, and a human is never your enemy. But what they can do, the enemy will use as your enemy to bring you down, to steal, kill, and destroy. What? Your joy, your laughter. And so God's laughter was simply at that army that was trying to defeat him, because it's Christ in you. Sarah even laughed at God way back in, oh, Lord help me, Genesis, I think the 21st chapter, that Sarah laughed at God. When God came into the camp and told Abraham, and that was before the 21st chapter, told Abraham, "I'm going to give you a son," and Sarah was in the tent laughing. That laughter was not, "I'm laughing with you." It was laughing because I think you're crazy. Now watch this. Why was she laughing at God's promise? And some of you today, God has promised you healing. He's promised you blessing. He's promised you your whole household is going to come into an awakening, a knowledge. And you may be thinking, "Mark, I'm laughing at you now." I don't care. Laugh at me, because I trust the pharmacist. We always called Jesus the doctor, the great physician, and he is, but he's also the pharmacist that knows exactly what we need, and it's called laughter. See, Sarah laughed at God. What it means is she didn't take the medicine that he prescribed. She didn't take the promise. She took the problem. So the question is, are you laughing at God, or are you laughing with him? Are you mocking the enemy? Because there's different forms of laughter. There's the belly laugh, and there's the, if you tell me something funny, I'm going to, are you kidding me? That is crazy. And then there's that laugh that says, you've got to be kidding me. So you see the difference. One is out of humor. One is out of a disdainment. So, what are you going through? What are you allowing to get under your skin? What? Is the issue you're laughing at trying to mock the promise of God in you? See, when Sarah laughed, she was mocking God. When we laugh, knowing our promises, we are scoffing the enemy that is coming against us. And again, it blew my mind in my study of this, how a child will laugh on the average of 150 times a day, but adults only usually laugh maybe 3 times a day on average. And I began to think, what's the difference? It's because we begin to look at things in life and it distracts us from laughter. Let me put it this way. What is taking your laughter is killing you. It's absolutely killing you. Nothing in your life is going to change and become better until you can laugh at what has come against you. And again, I am a minister, but I don't believe you need to keep praying about something you can laugh at. One of the greatest forms of faith you can operate in is to trust your God so much you laugh at the problem. So, well, Mark, I don't know how to laugh at the problem. Well, when things come against you, you've got to know that God is for you and not against you. We've got to understand that nothing at all surprises God. You go to God with something, Lord, I'm going through this. You're not telling him anything new. You're not telling him anything new. He knows. He's already laughed at the enemy trying to get to you. But you can't see his promise until you take the medicine. And it's free. Oh my Lord. It's free medicine. Take the free medicine. But Mark, how do I laugh? You've got to stop taking everything so serious as though you're in that struggle alone. You're never alone. You can't say, oh, I'm trusting God, and not laugh. They don't go together. How you doing? Well, I'm trusting God. Well, why are you so sad? Well, I've got the medicine. I just haven't taken it yet. Take your medicine. Mark, I just really can't comprehend how to laugh through what I'm going through. Well, maybe you just need to understand that there is going to be something to laugh at every day. And people say, I just want to get to the place I'm so close to God, I don't have a problem. That's called the graveyard. You're always going to go through things. You're always going to go through things. I went through some things this last week that I'm just like, wow. Are you kidding me? I'm now laughing at what has tried to come against me. And then, well, Mark, I wish I was like you. I never get upset. Do you hear me? No. See me? Do you see me? I get upset. And then, before I boil over, I just start laughing. What? At myself. Oh my God. I have stood, you don't know how many years I've traveled by myself, and I've had to go back to a hotel room, and I have literally stood in front of the mirror and laughed at myself. Are you kidding me? Mark, you're better than that. You are better than that. Why are you beating yourself up over what you've been through? You may say, well, I failed and I did this and I did that. Laugh at yourself because you made it. Okay, that's in your past. You made it. Scabola. There's some Greek. I have had to laugh at myself over the last several years. I have had to laugh at myself. And what does that laughter do? Remember, according to psychology, it diffuses the traumatic issues. And so I'm helping my heart physically. I'm helping my immune system physically when I laugh. If you are waiting to see what happens, you're not laughing. You laugh because you know all things work together for good to those that love God. And if you love God, you will trust God. You've got to understand this. I had to come to understand it. God will never, ever laugh at you. He will laugh with you. Well, Mark, the word says he laughs at man's calamity. You know what that means? He says, here's a laugh. This is the way God laughs at man's calamity. You've got to be kidding me. You actually did that? I was hoping you wouldn't. You did that, though. Oh, they're going to be okay. But I'm laughing because you thought it could affect me. I'm laughing because you thought it could affect me. Being laughed at can affect you. And believe me, we've all had that experience of being laughed at by our friends, people you work with, even family members. And sometimes strangers in a social gaffe that you made, or maybe maybe you walked out of the bathroom and forgot to zip up your pants. I remember one time a lady forgot to zip up her dress coming out of the bathroom, and didn't know her, but is like, ma'am, you may want to fix that. And of course she was embarrassed, but when you can laugh at yourself, oh my God, what did I do? I'm so humiliated. You can either be humiliated or you can laugh at your blunder. And believe me, when I say a blunder, it's not just unzipped pants or a dress you forgot to zip up. A blunder is when you lose your temper. A blunder is when you make a mistake, maybe say some things, I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't have acted that way. That's a blunder. And the reason I'm telling you this morning is many of us have yet to learn to laugh at ourselves enough. Because when you can laugh at yourself, you have defeated the enemy of stress, anger, even physical problems. Because laughter does good like a medicine. So begin to laugh at the enemy coming against you. Either you will laugh at your enemy, and when I say your enemy, I will reiterate it. Your enemy is not a person, ever. Your enemy is what they are used to do against you. But when you can laugh at what's coming against you, then you have defeated the efforts of what its intent was. So, bottom line is this, and I've got to go. The bottom line is this: you will either bully your issue, or your issue will bully you. What do you mean bully, Mark? I'm not a bully. When you laugh at the problem, you are bullying the problem. If you feel humiliated, intimidated, less than, then your problem is bullying you. People, hear me. This medicine is free. Make yourself laugh because you know God is for you. He's not against you. He is your biggest cheerleader. And you understand that nothing at all that comes against you ever surprises God. And please do me this. Stop taking everything in life so serious. It's just life. Laugh at things. Just laugh at things. And so today I speak on you, if you'll take it, a special, uncanny ability. Jesus said, don't stop the children from coming to me. What do children do? They laugh on average 150 times a day. I give you back your laughter. I speak that blessing, that comfort. It doesn't mean everything's going to start going right now. It just means what it was intended to do will begin to become diffused against you. Start bullying your issue. Stop letting that person get to you. Laugh about what they're trying to do. It diffuses them. When David came against Goliath, the word says Goliath scoffed David. He laughed at him. He's like, are you kidding me? Goliath was a bully. Well, Mark, the Bible doesn't say David laughed. No, you know what his laughter was? Inside. It was inside, because he was a slingsman who knew how to hit a target 300 yards away with a stone. David had the last laugh. My question is, who is going to have the last laugh in your life? So anyway, that's it. I cause you all to laugh. Don't laugh at people. Laugh with people. And when people come against you and the enemy's using them against you, just laugh. Don't be bullied anymore. This medicine is free. Don't die with COVID if there's a vaccination. Don't die in anger if there's a medicine. I hope y'all got something. And again, don't take it. Mark Shell says you need to get the vaccination. You do whatever you want, and I'll just laugh about it. I don't care. That is totally up to you. But I'm saying God said, I have given you a medicine that your bones won't dry up. Read it sometime in Proverbs 17. So you all be blessed. I will look forward to seeing you again next Sunday, 8 o'clock Central. And pass this around if you don't mind. And do be sure, go online, check out the ministry. If you're able to support the ministry, that's awesome. I'm going to laugh either way, because God is my source. He uses people. The enemy uses people. God uses people. And so I am so glad you are part of this ministry, a part of my life. And thank you for sharing your time to watch and listen. And I am out of here. You all have an awesome day. I love you. And thank you very much for sharing the word around. You all have a good day.